welcome to day 331. It's Monday today and it was a very busy day, but first let's talk about the weather. Yesterday it was beautiful, it was sunny, warm, there were no clouds in the sky, and today it was total opposite. It was foggy and it was very cold and cloudy the whole day, so not that brilliant. And what I did was cooking. And then I watched, for the first time in my life, The Sleeping Beauty on YouTube. I have never seen this Disney movie, and today I did. And yeah, I think my favorite movie from Disney is still Tangled. Then I drove to the post office to get stamps. Then I was at the pharmacy in our village because I wanted to talk to my boss, but he wasn't here, he was in the pharmacy in the neighbor village. So I drove to the neighbor village. I was talking to him and we were discussing a few things, and after 1 hour I came back home and I was totally tired today, so I went to bed and slept for 1 hour, and now I'm sitting here and seeing that I have had a crazy dream today. 3 dreams. The first one was me being a part of our fire brigade, and we were saving sheep that were standing on a little island in the middle of a flood, and the whole thing was in front of the shopping city. While I was trying to rescue this sheep, there was Richard Armitage standing there and watching me do this. The next dream was me being in a grocery store in our village, and I was just checking the change that I got, and there was Niall Horan from One Direction, and a lot of Hollywood stars and also a few winners from Britain's Got Talent were passing me and talking to me. And yeah, there was also Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and I think Mel Gibson, and a lot of other people. And I have no idea what the hell was going on. The last dream, and after that I woke up and I was very angry, was me being in my old school at a dance rehearsal. And I was really angry at the dancers because no one could even remember a single step of the 5 rehearsals we had till now. So I woke up today and I was really angry, and I don't know why, because this did not really happen. It was just in my dream, but I was still very upset after that dream. I have no idea why there have been so many Hollywood stars in my dreams, except that not really much happened today. Today's Christmas treat will be another little Christmas related story, and this story we were also playing in the church instead of a nativity play, I think 2 years ago, and the people really loved it. The kids were totally happy about this nice little play, and I quite like the story, so I hope you will too. The Shoemaker, a Christmas story. There once lived in the city of Marseille an old shoemaker, loved and honored by his neighbors, who called him Father Martin. One Christmas Eve, as he sat alone in his little shop, reading of the visit of the wise man to the infant Jesus, and of the gifts they brought, he said to himself, "If tomorrow were the first Christmas, and if Jesus were to be born in Marseille this night, I know what I would give him." He rose from his stool and took from a shelf overhead 2 tiny shoes of the softest snow-white leather. "I would give him those, my finest work." Replacing the shoes, he blew out the candle and retired to rest. Hardly had he closed his eyes, it seemed, when he heard a voice call his name. "Martin, you have wished to see me. Tomorrow I shall pass by your window. If you see me and bid me enter, I shall be guest at your table." Father Martin did not sleep that night for joy, and before it was yet dawn he rose and swept and tidied up his little shop. On the spotless linen-covered table he placed a loaf of white bread, a jar of honey, and a pitcher of milk, and over the fire he hung a pot of tea. Then he sat down near the window. Presently he saw an old street sweeper pass by, blowing upon his thin, gnarled hands to warm them. Poor fellow, he must be half frozen, thought Martin. Opening the door, he called out to him, "Come in, my friend, and warm, and drink a cup of hot tea." And the man gratefully accepted the invitation. An hour passed, and Martin saw a young, miserably clothed woman carrying a baby. She paused wearily to rest in the shelter of his doorway. The heart of the old cobbler was touched. Quickly he flung open the door. "Come in and warm while you rest," he said to her. "You do not look well," he remarked. "You must eat something while you are getting warm. Let me give a cup of milk to the little one. Ah, what a bright, pretty fellow he is. Why isn't he wearing shoes?" "I have no shoes for him," sighed the mother sadly. "Then he shall have this lovely pair I finished yesterday." And Father Martin took down from the shelf the soft little snow-white shoes he had admired the evening before. He slipped them on the child's feet. They fit perfectly. And shortly the poor young mother left, 2 shoes in her hand and tearful with gratitude. And Father Martin resumed his post at the window. Hour after hour went by, and although many people passed his window, and many needy souls shared his hospitality, the expected guest did not appear. "It was only a dream," he sighed with a heavy heart. "I did believe, but he has not come." Suddenly, so it seemed to his weary eyes, the room was flooded with a strange light. And to the cobbler's astonished vision, there appeared before him, one by one, the poor street sweeper, the mother and her child, and all the people whom he had aided during the day. And each smiled at him and said, "Have you not seen me? Did I not sit at your table?" Then they vanished. At last, out of the silence, Father Martin heard again the gentle voice repeating the old familiar words, "Whosoever shall receive one such in my name, received me. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me to drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Inasmuch as you have done it unto one of the least of these, you have done it unto me." I thank you for watching, and I wish you a good night. Bye!